Time to make a start on this bad boy. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again thank you for stopping by. So as I said, time to do the TT01 Type E Lamborghini Countach 500 LP500S or LP500S. What a car. If you've not seen the unboxing video, I'll put a link to that in the description. Before we get into this, a massive thank you to Keith in the US for sorting me out of this kit. I get excited about kits, you know I do. Some people just say I'm the same with all kits, I just get excited, but I'm not. Some kits I like more than others. Hand on heart, this is something I have been desperate to have in my collection. Just what a car this is from my childhood, the real life car that is. So there's a fair bit of work. The chassis is kind of built, but I need to work on it. And then we've got to do the body shell full and all the detailing. And I've got my Kyosho Micron line tape as well for the end of this. So I'm really hoping at the end of this is just going to be something special. I'm sure it will be. So yeah, let's get all the bits out and we'll go from there. Right, so this is pretty much where I'm starting from. So as you can see, chassis built. I need to check all the chassis because there's screws loose all over. I've got to fit the top deck, got to fit the body mounts, got to check this is sticking way out, this thread's sticking way too far out. There's something not quite right about that in my opinion. So yeah, I need to check it fully out. I'm going to take the motor and speedo out of it because that's not needed. I've got to fit the steering steering arms to it. So I've got to finish the chassis off, and as you can see, we've got the shell to do. I think the best place to start for me is the shell. So I guess we'll get it cut out, we'll get it cleaned, washed, then we'll get the masks in it, and then we'll start getting the paint on it. And then while I'm waiting for the paint to dry, I can come back and revisit this. At the same time as we're painting, we've got that gorgeous LP500 Lambo wing, mirrors, and I guess these are rear light buckets, I'm guessing. So they'll all be painted white as well. A lot of the pictures of the white Lamborghini have black mirrors, but I'm going full white for the colour coding, which I just think will look better. There are a couple of extra cutouts front and back on the body, these little things here, which I'm not sure what they are just yet. Let's have a look, see what it tells us to do. Oh, that's interesting. These little side things go on the side. Why? I've never seen that before. So you have got these sort of light buckets that go in the back. No, they don't go at the back. They overlap onto the front. That's interesting. Am I reading that right? Looks like it does. So the light bucket's double-sided. That's double-sided. Are these some kind of strengtheners or something? That's very odd. Anyway, we'll get into this as we go. Sorry you guys are seeing this first time as I am. Oh yeah, it's got some cool exhaust as well in chrome, which is very cool. I'm just not sure about that back end. That's thrown me a little bit. I'll have to well, we'll do that as we go. So first process is, let's get that shell cut out. Right, so that's the shell cut out. That was a little bit of a mission actually. There's some kind of tricky angles. I did the majority of it with the craft knife score and snap technique where I could. So I've given it a very light sort of sanding. These bits go on the inside on double-sided tape, and they're all marked like front left, front right, rear right, that kind of thing. They've got to be strengtheners. You don't need to paint them, they just stick on the inside. But the shell's solid. It's not like it's weak here. So right now, I'm not even gonna touch them. Probably we'll know if we need those at a later date. So I think the next thing to do now is I'll get the car and we'll get all the screws, the top deck on, and we'll get the body posts on, so we can sit this shell on and start to see what it's going to look like, and see if I can get to that front wheel issue. Right, so I've just done a bit more work on this and it's getting more confusing the more I get into it. So what I've done is I put the full steering on now so that it keeps both wheels locked together. Obviously we put the top deck on, took the motor and the speedo out because we don't need that. Reason I took the motor out is because it had this thing in. and it's a 15 turn with a fan on the rotor, and I'm really curious to see how that runs. 15 turn. So that's going to go in another car in the future. Now the only other problem I have, all the body posts are all bent quite badly, so I've kind of got the body pins in the right position, but I'll just quickly put the body on and show you the issue I have. Right, so as you can see, two issues. The wheelbase is completely out, so it's obviously the shell's a short wheelbase, the chassis is being built to a long wheelbase, so I'm going to have to reverse the rear arms, which is a bit of a mission to get into. But also you can see these, I said at the start, these axles sticking out way too much, and not a great deal, just hitting the nylon at the back. So I'm thinking, and I don't know this, I'm guessing this right now, I think I need to swap the front and back axles round, drive cups round, reverse the rear arms, that should sort the wheelbase out, and then hopefully tidy this up. So I'll get cracking with that now. Right, I think we're starting to get somewhere. So yes, as I thought, the axles were the wrong way around, and the longer one should have been on the rear. So we swapped them over. We've also reversed the rear arms, top and bottom. That should give us the correct wheelbase now. The wheels, I've checked the wheels now because they have very difficult to see by. That's front, that's back. Now we're actually marked down here somewhere. It says offset 2 and offset 4, I believe. So I'll say that's front, that's back. Very slightly different in the dish. Don't know if you can see it on camera. That's a little bit deeper, but it's not the easiest to see. So what I'll do now is, we'll get the wheels back on it, and then we'll sit the body on and see if that wheelbase is now better. These body posts are doing my head in. I wonder if I heat them up, if that'll do anything. It's more the rears, as you can see. It's just, obviously we're going to cut a lot of this off, but it's going to knock my my arches out slightly, and you know what I'm like about that. Right, let's build it back up. Right, we're getting something like now. What I did forget to mention is the rear plastic wheel adapters. The previous owner had fitted the 4 standard size, and of course for the rears you need the double the size adapter. So now you can see wheel nuts front and back are matching, which that'll make it sit better when the shell's on. Right, so now let's mount the shell. Right, we're actually starting to get somewhere now. What I've had to do, I've had to take the foam front bumper off because it kind of wedges under the front of the body shell, which is awesome if you're running it and you don't want it to sit like it's supposed to sit. So it has to go up a peg for this to stay flat, otherwise this starts bending and it's making the body distort slightly at front, so I don't need that. So now the body's sat correctly. Now what I'll do is I'll go get the other tripod, it's slightly lower, and you'll get a better idea of the stance. I don't want to start messing around with the stance too much because it's a little bit pointless when it's not painted, because once you get paint on and you do it again you think, oh yeah, that's not right. But the wheelbase and everything's cock on now. Right, let me just go get other tripod. Right, that's a bit better. So as you can see, main thing first of all, the wheelbase is a cock on. Now the car, the Countach doesn't sit that low to the ground. It's not like modern day supercars. And obviously I don't want to lose too much of the tyre under the arch. But I've been sort of Googling non-stop just to have a look at proper cars and what have you, and seeing how they sit. And that ain't bad at all, to be honest. It's kind of flush here. I don't know if you can see that on camera. But again, we won't know properly until the paint's on. Could even end up, looking at that now, I could drop that almost a peg at the back, unless the shocks go down, but there's not a lot you can do about that. See what I'm doing? I'm getting carried away, aren't I? Anyway, this is good. This is very good. I'm happy with this. Oh wow, this is going to look so cool. Next thing I want to look at now is the body parts. So I want to see what that back unit is, and obviously I'm going to fit the wing as well, just to make sure it fits before I start washing the body shell. My initial feelings on that thing, that big white unit that goes in the back, that's to put LEDs in. Now obviously I'm not doing that on this model, so I'm guessing once you paint it there's probably some decals for the main lights at the back. So I might just do that, but I'll have to see. And also, I don't know if that bracket holds the exhaust on. Why not just get the manual and have a look? Okay, that's just got me more excited. As soon as the wing goes on, it's just like transforms. Actually, the mirrors do a big thing with it as well because of how they look. That looks excellent. Oh my. This is so cool. Obviously that wing will stay at the correct angle once the O-rings are on the back of it. Damn, that's looking good. So it's like that's the correct angle, like that. See if I can lift the camera up, show you. Yeah. Look at that thing. Yeah, this is mega cool. I'm getting excited, my friends, getting very excited. What a car this is. Oh, this is ace. Sorry, I will stop messing around, I promise. Damn, Countach. So, these are the giant light buckets that go on the back. They serve no purpose to me whatsoever. It's like this here. So you got a double side sticky tape them in on the inside, and obviously they hold your LEDs on. But the decals are there already, so I don't need those. If it was running it, if it wasn't going to be a shelf queen, I'd definitely fit them because I guess they'd add a bit of strength to the rear end as well. Same with these side things. Don't think it needs it for what I'm doing. And as I said, the body's certainly not really soft or anything. And it's not misshapen. I thought maybe if you'd use them to pull the body back in if it was coming out, but it's not doing that. So yeah, plan is right now, don't worry about those. Which means the front and back, front light buckets, there's two that go in. So they're just double-sided taped on the front, so obviously we'll use those, I think. Yeah, I presume we will. Anyway, we'll come to that one, no doubt, when we're masking. So yes, that's where we're up to. So next job now is to get it in some lukewarm hot soapy water. Not too hot because we don't want to damage anything with this, because the shell has got a little bit of age. And we'll just, there's a couple of black marks on it. I just want to make sure they're definitely not on the inside. With us going white, that would stand out like a sore thumb. So yeah, let's get it cleaned. So as usual, I'm talking pure rubbish regarding these bits. Of course you need them. I didn't realise, when I was looking how it was cut out, I was like, oh my god. And I had to check, I thought I'd cut it out the wrong way. But obviously these play a big part. That goes like that, and then gives you, I'll just lift that camera up slightly so you can see. So obviously this has got to be painted white. So all that's missing when you cut it, and then that sits in, and it all sort of tapes up. So of course you need them. What an idiot. Right, so all washed, now dried, and masks fitted. And there's quite a lot of masks. So you got 2 for the LED lights, 2 for main lights, 3 main windows. And then you've got a little one behind, your little back window, and then your rear lights. So yeah, there's a fair bit there, to be honest. Now I'm getting excited. We're getting to the sharp end of this. And obviously we're only doing one colour in white, so painting should be pretty easy. Please, please no mistakes. And obviously we've got to spray the wing, the mirrors, and those big back panels as well. So yeah, next time you see it, fingers crossed she'll be painted. Right, we're just waiting for the paint to dry. I've put about 3 coats on now, but it's a big old body, so it takes a lot of covering. And because you've got to like put these in with double-sided sticky tape, if you don't get enough paint on, when that sticks to it, you'll see the sticky tape underneath, so I've got to get plenty of paint on. So yeah, that's your front main light buckets. You've got to put that decal on, which is quite tricky actually. That's the lower front ones, but they're straightforward. Mirrors I've painted, and I've put the inners in and the little decal on now, so they're done. And the wings painted, it's just drying. So yeah, I'll need to go put another coat of paint on. Interestingly, I forgot to say, when I come to the masks were pre-cut, and I hate that. I find that a lot harder to put on. I prefer cutting them out myself. So I just had a quick look at the decals and they're pre-cut as well, which is not my favourite if I'm honest. I like cutting them out because I just find you can line them up a little bit better. Anyway, it's no biggie. So yeah, I'll be back as soon as the shell's dry. Right, that's the shell done, but I am going to have to let it harden overnight. It's dry to the touch now, so I've taken all the masks off, and I think the masks have been good. So obviously we've got the main windows, a little bit at the back, then you've got your main lights, two little lights at the front, and then at the back you've got this little window here, and then your main lights at the back. So that seems to have all worked a treat. Now, interestingly, I have cut these things out. Now, it looks like you have to put them on, but you put two on either side with sticky tape, and I think the idea is to get this to go a little bit rounder to match that shape, if that makes sense. So I think it looks good without them, but I'm guessing it'll look better if I do that correctly. You don't have to paint them, you just double-sided sticky tape and then stick them on. But again, that's a job for the morning. I'll show you this. Let me just get the right side, how this goes. So this is your light bucket, which goes in like that. I've got to trim this a little bit yet, sand it, but you get the idea. Double-sided tape, make it all flush. That's how that bit goes, which is pretty cool. And also on the inside of that, yeah, there's a pair of exhausts fit on each one, which will obviously then fit underneath there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I've taken the protective film off, but you put the wing on so you get a little bit of effect, and that's what it's going to look like. Damn cool. So I'll give it a rest for tonight, and then I'll come back to it morning when it's dry. And I guess the first port of call is these bits here. Might as well get the light buckets stuck in, double-sided tape, get all the lights on, get these strengthening bars that round it off or whatever they do, and that full back end on, and then there's only the mirrors and wing to do then, which I'll leave off, and then we'll make a start on the decaling. Not a great deal of decals on this, but every one of them's really important because it's all kind of a big detail on the car, which I need to get right. And also in the morning I'll just give it a little trim because I can see some of my lines are not perfect, so I'll have to get that sorted. Anyway, let's come back to it. Right, a little bit more done. So the main light buckets are stuck in. They look really good actually. And then and then these ones you can't really see, but those are the little light buckets. Bit of the tape's showing through, which is bad. I didn't get enough paint on, but there's decals to go, so that will cover up. That one's good. And then we've got the back end, which I don't know how I feel about it at the moment. I've got those in, so the little exhausts look absolutely gorgeous. Loving that. But yeah, it's not. Let me just lift that up a bit. It's not the greatest how it fits. Again, it's not really seen, to be honest, but it's not the best. But I might attempt to redo that once the car's finished, if I'm not sort of happy with it. But I'm loving those light buckets. Right, let's crack on. Right, that's the window decals done. Relatively easy. Probably will cut out the transparent bits at a later date, although they don't look too bad, but I probably will cut them out. And then there's this little one down at the back, a little rear window. So yeah, right, let's crack on. Right, so that's the shell basically finished to this stage. I've got all the kit decals on it now, and it looks mighty fine, to be honest. I've done quite a bit of extra work on it. Once I got the decals on, the main front windscreen is just the window surrounds, but the two sides and other bits are kind of full. So I had to go around with a craft knife and cut the transparent bits out. So I've done that on both side windows, this little window at the back, and also this bit here, because it looked rather yellow with that in. So obviously I've gone round and done that both sides. The only one I haven't done that on is the rear window, just because I forgot. So yeah, I suppose let's have a look. So the front, look at that. How nice does that look? Really nice. And then obviously you've seen the side. And then the rear, which looks lovely with those exhausts. A little bit of trim work to do at that back. I debated whether I put this black decal on or leave it white, but I thought, nah, I think it looks good in black. Obviously the wings on, mirrors are on now. So that's, as I said, to this stage, that's it finished. So what I'll do quickly now, I'll just bang it on the car, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what's next. How good does that look, guys? Absolutely incredible. I do still have to trim or sand the wheel arches down. I kind of forgot to do it, if I'm honest. And I am waiting for some more sandpaper to arrive, actually. We've got a gap here that I need to fill in with some more blacks around. Not too sure how that's happened because the masking down here was correct. So anyway, that is what it is. And then from that angle, tell you what it is, that's my childhood dream car. I'll, as I said in earlier videos, I had this big poster of a Lamborghini in white on my bedroom wall for years, and certainly this one doesn't disappoint. What I will do towards the end of this video, because we've still got a fair bit to do yet, because it's a white car against a white background, I don't think it looks the best, so I'll try put it in a different background towards the end of the video, because I think it'll look even better, if I'm honest. Right, so here's the next part of the process, and I'm quite excited about this one because it's my first time using the proper detailing line tape. Now this is a Kyosho, what's it called, micron tape 0.7, and apparently this is the best stuff you can get. As I say, never done it before, but I've seen plenty of guys who use it and it's just awesome. Gotta be honest, I don't know how much you put on and when and where you put it on, if I'm honest, because you don't put it on every line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be very basic to start with. Obviously, if you know the Lambo, the boots here at the front. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also thinking about bringing a line across the top of his bumper down and just following this line here. So that'll have it, and then we'll do the bumper, and then the important bit, we'll do the door frames, and we'll fill this bit in at the same time. We'll get that done, fingers crossed, as I say, I've never done it before, and then we'll have a look at it again and see if it needs any more elsewhere. Right, well that was all fun and games with the line tape. That's the first time I've ever used this fine stuff, and to be honest I went a little bit crazy and I put it on every line I could find. I'll put a picture up now. So as you can see, I don't think it worked. It didn't look terrible, but I didn't like the mudguards, the fenders. Anyway, so we're back to this. So obviously I've chopped all that off. So now we've obviously got the front, oh god, what's it called? Boot. What else we got? And then we've got the doors. And then I've just done the engine bay and left it at that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's good enough, to be honest. And the other side, yeah, I think less is more with that. I don't know, I'd be interested to see if any of you guys have done a Lambo in the comments, because something like this, with it being white, it just absolutely lends itself to put line tape all over it. But I don't know, for me it didn't really work. I'm not 100% sure I'm keen about the doors, if I'm honest. Kind of look better with, well, I need to look at it and let it grow on me, I guess. Yeah, let's see what's next. I think I'm just going to have a quick play and just put a couple of tie decals on. I'm going to have to see what I've got. But I just think maybe a couple of tire decals might liven the wheels up slightly. Not that they need it, but you know what I'm like with that. I'll try one wheel, see what it looks like. So this is very unlike me to say this, but yeah, I don't think it suits a tyre decal. I've obviously just done one wheel and I've used Eagle. Oops. But no, I think it looks better without, if I'm honest. So I'll whiz those off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it against a darker background, because I think the car's going to look a lot better actually. And there she is. and I thought I knew it'd look better against a non-white background. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, very, very happy with that. Love it. And then quickly from that side, oh look, cat's making a cameo. Muffin, come on, say hello. No, you're not interested, are you? Yeah, that looks absolutely gorgeous. And then just a quick one from the back end. Looks cool. Still got trimming to do. Keep saying that, don't I? And then lastly, the side view. Stance looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's pretty even on the wheel arches to where the rubber and the wheel meets. I think we'll leave it like that. Looks pretty cool. Well, what an absolute pleasure that was. That's my childhood dream car right there, in white as well. Absolutely superb. I thought I made the decision to end this video because I was getting silly with it, and I was going to start putting more line detailing tape on it and stuff. And what I need to do is what I normally do: call it finished, and then just go look at it for a day or two, and then the brain starts looking and picking up on different things. You guys probably do that as well. There may be changes to make, there may not be, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's gorgeous, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I want to have a look at seeing if we can get a driver cockpit in it. I'm not too sure we can. It's extremely wide, obviously with this big sharp front end. There's going to be a lot of the dashboard shown. So I think the first port of call is I'll get a cockpit out and just see if it would actually sort of fit, if it's wide enough or it could be made to fit. And then we can have a look at maybe doing it. I think it'd be nice to try and get a cockpit on it, and obviously not with maybe a helmet, but I was going to say maybe just like a normal face head. That look cool. Instead of going with a black base, we could like paint it up like the Lamborghini or like a leather colour. That'd be nice. But again, no idea if it fits. If you've got a 110 Tamiya Lamborghini, let me know in the comments if you fitted a driver cockpit. Was it a Tamiya one or is it an aftermarket one? That would be much appreciated if you could do that. Oh, 2 days that's taken me, but very, very enjoyable, extremely enjoyable. So, Keith, if you're watching, a massive, humongous thank you for this one. This is going in the collection now, and this is actually one of my most prized on-road cars now. It's gorgeous. And to all you superb, fantastic people who watch my dribble, just a massive heartfelt thank you from me. If you are new to this channel, this is the first video you stumbled across, yep, I dribble like this every video. That's just what it is. I don't review anything, I don't highly recommend anything, none of that rubbish. I just show on camera what I do in the hobby. So my friends, happy seeing.